What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Tuesday night Q&A hangout that is right before the 2025 NFL Draft. I know a lot of fans are kind of checked out. They're kind of done with mock drafts. They're kind of done with the what ifs. They're kind of done with all the scenarios that could play out. Well, the good news is in 2 days' time, roughly 48 hours from now, because I can't do math, it's going to be night one of the NFL Draft, and we'll see what happens. Supposed to be a little bit of craziness going on because in round one this year, most teams have 12 to 15 true round one grades on players. You have a little bit higher grades on second and third rounders. So we could see a little bit of craziness happen in the draft. Will the Chiefs trade up? Will they trade out because of the lack of true first round grades that the Chiefs could even have? Brett Veach said they only have 12 to 15 true round one grades this year, and they have had up to 19 in recent years. So we'll see. There's so many different ways the Chiefs could go with this. Like, we just don't know how the board's going to fall. So will they get a tackle? Don't know. Will an offensive tackle actually be there that's worth taking? That's the question of the century. What about a defensive tackle? It's a possibility. It just really depends on how the draft board falls and are they able to trade up? If there's a player that they're super high on, Brett Veach said, hey, we'll be aggressive within the realistic parameters of what we can be aggressive with, considering we need the draft picks. They got 8 picks in this year's draft. I don't know that they walk away with 8 players, but you need bodies. You've got a lot of guys, big cap hits there with the Chiefs. Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Harrison Butker, all the highest paid at their position. Travis Kelce, I think he has the highest cap hit of any tight end this year. Patrick Mahomes, that's a big contract. Chris Jones, that's a big contract. So you've got to be creative, and then you also need to know that, and you guys know this if you listen to me, I talk about it quite a bit. You got to know that a lot of these 2022 draft class contracts, the rookie contracts, they're on their last year. So you have to look ahead a little bit. And that's the draft class of George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie. They have until May 1st to potentially pick up a 5th-year option on one of those, or both. We'll see. If I had to choose one, give me McDuffie, but I would love to keep both of them around for years to come. But that's them, plus Sky Moore. Yeah, I know. Brian Cook. I'm just trying to think of other people that are still here. Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Najee Johnson, Leo Chanel, Isaiah Pacheco. Most of those guys have been contributors on the roster for years to come, so you've got to have all that in mind as well. The Chiefs, I think they're in a really good spot. They have 4 top 100 picks, and this is a draft where the value is going to come round 2, round 3, the beginning of round 4, and the Chiefs have 4 picks in the first 4 rounds, 2/3. Because of the L'Jarius Sneed trade. That really did work out because the Titans did not do well last year. Would I have liked to keep L'Jarius Sneed? Sure. Can't keep them all. And that's part of the problem of any NFL team. You have to choose your battles, who you can pick. They just made a really tough decision to trade away Joe Thuney. Brett Veach at his presser last week said, or earlier this week, I think it was last week now, time flies, said we were absolutely gutted to make that trade. Well, so are we. We didn't like that. But it's what you got to do when the cap hits $26 million. For your left guard. For your right guard, it's $23 million. For your center, it's $18 million. For your right tackle, it's $27 million. For your left tackle, it's now $15 million. Only the Eagles can pay that much money to the trenches because they just keep kicking it down the road. I mean, they're making it work. It's not even a dig to the Eagles. They obviously stomped the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and are favorites to win the Super Bowl again next year. I hope that doesn't happen, but just 2 different ways of doing business. They like to pay a lot of money up front in cash to lower the cap hit, and they've got a bunch of void years and dead money. The Chiefs don't like to do that. Clark Hutton doesn't like to do that. So you've got to be creative within the limitations, I guess, that your team has. And there's a deeper thing going on with the Eagles because I think they sold a percentage of, I don't even know how it works. They sold a percentage of the team and they're using some of that money right now, but it doesn't matter. What matters is the Chiefs are in a pretty good spot heading into the draft, and I'm pretty excited. I would love to get your guys' thoughts on it. How are you feeling about the draft so far? I know a lot of people, again, like I said at the beginning, you're tired of the mocks. You're tired of the what ifs. Like, let's get it going. Like, ring the bell. Let's go. Well, in 2 days, we're about to find out. Jennifer with the 2025 said, phone about to die or crap out. So I'll just leave this here. See you all legends tomorrow and Thursday night for the draft. Jen, thanks so much. Sorry to hear about your phone, but appreciate you as always. What's up, everybody? Love to see them get a pick in the 5th round, but that 3rd for LJ is going to come in handy, I think. Yeah, that's a possibility. They could trade back somewhere and get a 5th round pick because they have a 1st, a 2nd, 2/3. 1st, a 2nd, 2/3. I think they have a 4th. It's just outside of the top 100. But then they don't pick again till the 7th. They don't pick again until the 7th round. So if you trade back in one of these rounds, you could maybe get a 5th. You could maybe get a 6th. Just kind of depends. Aaron Jones with the 2-bomb. Thank you, bro. Said, don't take Connerly. Don't take Josh Connerly Jr. from us. I mean, he is a guy constantly mocked to the Chiefs at the end of round 1. Will he still be available? I don't know. Some are not as high on Connerly Jr. as others. Some are saying, hey, this is more of like a developmental tackle. Don't take him if you're the Chiefs. But the thing is, like, the Chiefs can have a guy develop in the system for a year. Will they do that? I don't know. But it's not the situation like last year where you drafted Kingsley and you're like, hey, you're going to be our starter. Raw prospect, not a lot of talent. He had a lot of potential talent, but not a lot of experience at the left tackle spot in college. Not really compared to some of these other guys. Josh Connerly Jr. has almost twice the experience at left tackle that Kingsley did, that the Chiefs drafted last year. Athletic freak in the sense of he had a 9-point-something relative athletic score, but then you went out there with him as your left tackle, and that did not work. They pulled the plug on it pretty early, and now he's potentially going to be your left guard. Here's my thing about the O-line. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, guys. What happens if Jalen Moore gets hurt? I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but it happened to the Chiefs last year. Rice hurt. Hollywood hurt. Jalen Watson hurt. Isaiah Pacheco hurt. And when I say hurt, they were hurt a lot. I'm asking that question because there are people of the opinion the Chiefs don't need to take an offensive tackle this year. I understand you don't need to take a tackle if nobody's there. Don't just reach unnecessarily. But the reasoning is, well, they got Jalen Moore on a 2-year, $30 million deal. I do agree that that's going to be a better left tackle than anybody the Chiefs had last year. Well, what are you supposed to do if he sprains his knee? He's out for 4 to 6 weeks. Who you rolling out there at left tackle? Kingsley? Wanye? So if they can get an offensive tackle, I am down. I am for it. I'm not going to be mad if they don't get a tackle in round 1 or anything like that. I'm going to trust VIDS and those guys way more than I have my own preferences. But that's kind of my take there. You can never have enough tackle depth, ever. Never have enough O-line depth. If you have the O-line depth and you can protect Patrick Mahomes, you win Super Bowls. If you don't have O-line depth and you can't protect Patrick Mahomes, you get blown out in Super Bowls. It's pretty much that simple with Patrick Mahomes as a starter. Night Hunter with the 31 months. Holy smokes. I don't need the high-scoring offense of 2019, but one that's a threat to score a touchdown every time on the field. Yeah, I would definitely love a more impactful, feared offense, and I think there is a path to that this year. They just got to stay healthy. Better left tackle play, yes, with Jalen Moore. The left guard's a question mark. I get that for sure. But if you get a dynamic running back in some capacity, Elijah Mitchell pans out even a little bit. Pacheco looks a little bit better as he bounces back from the ankle injury. Kareem Hunt will be rested. The running back room should be better. The wide receiver room should be better if Rice and Hollywood aren't out for the entire season. Like, yeah, the offense struggled last year. It was the least explosive offense in the NFL. passes down the field 20 or more yards or runs and went for 20 or more. I think the Chiefs were 32nd in both, which is crazy. But Brett Veach said it in his presser last week. Heading into the 2024 NFL season, they were pretty ecstatic about the wide receiver room. They're like, man, we're kind of loaded at the wide receiver room. You had Rice. You had Hollywood. You drafted Worthy. You were in like a pretty decent spot there. Then, of course, you have Travis Kelce, who is a tight end, but puts up wide receiver production style numbers. Well, Hollywood gets hurt first play of preseason. Rashee Rice gets his knee taken out on accident by Patrick Mahomes week 3. I think it was week 3 or week 4. And then Isaiah Pacheco, right around then too, broke his ankle. So it just stifles you from an explosion, dynamic playmaker standpoint. So if the Chiefs can be healthy, I do like their odds this year without having to change too much other than what they do have. Maybe a running back. You probably need to draft an outside receiver as well. But I do like the offense's odds of being a little bit more scary again. Just got to stay healthy. They've had good injury luck almost all of the Mahomes era. Bad injury luck last year, and it really wasn't even close. It was pretty awful. Kyle with the 21 months. Let's go, dude. 21-month Redbeard is in the house. Heck yeah. I'm officially a Delta Sky Miles Gold card holder because I've been flying with them and really enjoying their service. Why not earn more miles? Oh, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I used to have when I used to fly, had a card like that, racked up the miles. That's what I'm talking about. Cole, what has Patrick pressed on for last season the most that he needs? I mean, nothing publicly. Nothing really publicly. But I think we could all deduce the fact that he needs a left tackle, dependable left tackle play. If the O-line holds up, I'm not saying this is what you do every year. But if the O-line holds up, you're winning AFC Championship games, throwing passes to MVS, Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Marcus Kemp. Like, just protect Patrick Mahomes. I would assume he wants protected. He was the most hit quarterback in the NFL last year. So you tell me what you think Patrick Mahomes was saying. Hey, guys, we need more. Maybe he's asking for a running back, too. Brett Veach said he's always going to try to get weapons in there for Mahomes, even in the wide receiver room. So I would assume Patrick Mahomes said, hey, you better get me a offensive lineman. Like, please help me. And that's kind of the curse of just drafting late. I mean, Justin Ziegler in the house with the 22 months. He's a resident Eagles fan. He knows they've been successful last 5-7 years off and on for the most part. Like, when you draft late in these rounds, it gets harder. It gets harder, especially at certain positions. They're a freak example. Jordan Mailata. He's your franchise left tackle, and he was like a late round pick. He might have been a 7th. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think he was a 7th. Rugby guy, but you developed him. That's just a freak, doesn't happen kind of a thing. There's not a lot of tackles outside of round 1 that are your starting franchise guys. It can happen, but it's a lot harder. Justin, thanks so much for the 22 months. I'm interested to see how Veach and Howie address the draft with how close they are together. Yeah, and some needs at tight end and D-line depth. Plus, we don't need tackle. We are looking for lane successor. Yeah, because he got like a 1-year extension, right? That's why the Chiefs should trade out, swing for the fences on left tackle. Yeah, Bezoza, if the right guy's there, they will trade up into the 20s, early 20s. You can't mortgage the entire farm on a potential left tackle candidate this year. I mean, Brett Veach said they need some of the picks. You need corner, you need defensive tackle, probably defensive end, you need a running back, an outside receiver. Like, there are definite needs. You could argue some other needs as well. Offensive tackle or guard, like, are we really that comfortable? Are we really that comfortable going into the season with either Kingsley Suamataia or Mike Caliendo at left guard? I mean, maybe the Chiefs coaching staff is, but that makes me a bit nervous. You know? What position do you think Veach won't draft, but fans might expect him to? Ooh, that's a good question, Jay. Rivas. Well, here's the thing. If they're not drafting certain positions that most fans think they will, it could potentially be because they're very high on an undrafted guy, a UDFA, and they're going to go ahead because they're going to sign a bunch of UDFAs after the draft. I mean, you got to fill out that 90-man roster. It depends. Do you have a super late round grade on a position group that you're confident you can also get almost just the same quality with an undrafted guy that you're high on, whether that's a running back? Like, I could see that happening. If you want to pick one position, I'm not saying I want it to happen. I could see running back being an undrafted guy they bring in. I hope to God they get a running back in the top 100. It would be much preferred. Brett Veach almost guaranteed they walk away from this draft with a running back because of how deep the class is. But that's kind of the counterpoint. Oh, the running back class is so deep that they got some undrafted guys this year that normally would have been drafted. We're going to go scoop one of them up. Remember, Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th-round pick. It's possible to get late-round running backs and get production out of them for sure, especially a team like the Kansas City Chiefs that runs bottom 5% in the NFL. That's one position group, if I just had to pick one that you're like, fans think they are going to draft this position, but they walk away not drafting him, and it's probably because they take a UDFA. In my perfect world, you're getting defensive tackle, not in any particular order here. Offensive tackle if you can get it early. Defensive tackle, defensive end, running back, wide receiver, try to get a linebacker, corner. I mean, Veach said there's value for cornerbacks in the 2nd, 3rd, beginning of the 4th round. I don't know what order they could potentially take some of these guys, but there's several needs along the roster if you really look at it. Super Orion Pet in the house with the 12-month Redbeard tier. Let's go, man. Appreciate all the support there. Redbeard. Justin TKC. What's up, dude, with the 19 months? 19 months, baby. Heck yeah. Someone will trade us up against the Bills. Facts. Please take a low-key, high-graded running back. I would love that true champ if you can. Yeah, Scattaboo is an option. Smoking Tree. I mean, we've talked a lot about the running back position here past month or so on the channel. There's a bunch of guys that I like, and I'm intrigued by. Caleb Johnson, Travion Henderson, Quinshaw Judkins. I like Dylan Sampson a lot. A little concerned about the fumble issues there, but we've talked even about going... Yeah, we've talked Scattaboo a little bit. We've talked DJ Giddens. We've talked Devin Neal. Damian Martinez was just in for a top 30 visit. I do like Damian Martinez as well. There are some options. I mean, for sure. Yay, Cole said my name right. Let's go. My pick for 31, said Keegan, is either Josh Simmons, Derek Harmon, Walter Nolan, Booker. Is that Tyler Booker? Or Luther Burden III, list in order if all were available. If none, trade down to the Bears to 39, 41, and 148 for a 31, 95, 226, and next year 4th. Keegan's got it down. Even the trade, what he would give up in the trade down or trade back. Yeah, I like most of those picks, man. I don't know if it's so interesting because I don't know if Harmon will be there. I saw Walter Nolan go in a mock draft today at 11. Pick 11. So it's tough to know. I think Luther Burden might be there. It just depends. Is there a run early on a receiver? And does it cause some of those guys to fall? Or go early, rather? I'm very intrigued. We won't even get a whiff of Judkins. Yeah, I don't think so. Ashton Genty, Omarion Hampton. It just depends. You could get Judkins, probably, maybe, at 31. But I would think if he's available at 63 or whenever the Chiefs pick in the 2nd round, he would be a lot more tempting, but I don't think he makes it that far. That's tough. I like both Travion Henderson and Judkins, the 1-2 punch from Ohio State. I really like Dylan Sampson too. It's tough to know who's going to be there, and then are they really going to take a running back in the 2nd round? That's the question. Chris Wright with the 28 months. Let's go. So what's up, HBTC fam? 31. Take safety. Iman Worry. And then Judkins. or Caleb Henderson at pick 33 or 63 rather, and then at 66 take Alfred Collins, defensive tackle. Number 95, wide receiver. I just got here at work. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Heck yeah. Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about some of these picks. I talked about Alfred Collins in a recent video. I think he's a nose tackle. A running back in the second round would be fantastic. Josh Simmons, round 1, said Juliana. Trey Harris, round 2, wide receiver. Defensive tackle, round 3, and Cam freaking Scadaboo, round 3. Yeah, I could definitely see all that playing out there. The Chiefs need an outside receiver. Trey Harris could do that, and I think he has more likelihood of being there at the end of round 2. I really like a couple of guys in the wide receiver room. If I had to really pick, I would love Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State as the outside guy. I just don't think he's going to be there at the end of round 2. Some like Jalen Noel. Another guy, some guys were talking about is Alec Ayumanora. I probably butchered his last name pronunciation, but he's another outside receiver that the Chiefs could be interested in. Jaden Higgins. Yeah, Chris, I like Jaden Higgins a lot, man. I just don't know if he's actually going to be there. He's very impressive to me. If Josh Simmons is there and Luther Burden is there, who do you take? That'll tell us all we need to know. If he's available at 31, talking about Josh Simmons, and the Chiefs do not take him, they are not super confident in his medicals. They are concerned about the long-term recovery / bounce back with that knee injury. That is a pretty gruesome knee injury. It's a patellar tendon. That is more rough than an ACL, at least for the big guys trying to recover from. If you're just saying, hey, Cole, who would you take? Let's pretend I had insider knowledge. I was there when he was in there for his top 30 visit. Everything looked promising about his medicals, knowing he would probably have to redshirt his rookie year behind Jalen Moore. I would take Josh Simmons. Luther Burden is great. If the Chiefs draft him, that's awesome. I think they could make it work, but he does primarily play in the slot. I think it was closer to like 60-40 slot, 60% outside, 40%. So he wouldn't necessarily have to be bound to the slot. And I like his route running a lot. I think he would have a lot of fun with Patrick Mahomes, but I think you can get a true outside guy, which is where the roster needs really lie this year. But get Josh Simmons round 1. Again, I understand there's concerns there. But if I had the insider knowledge, looked at his knee, I'm not concerned about the future with his recovery. The opportunity and ability to get a franchise left tackle, potential franchise left tackle at the end of round 1 is basically impossible. All the true blue chip talent goes top 15 almost every single year. People say, oh, I wish we could have Joe Alt that the Chargers got last year. I wish we could have got him. When did Joe Alt go? It was top 10. Joe Alt went 5th overall. It's not happening. Not while the Chiefs are winning. The last time the Chiefs took a round 1 left tackle was Eric Fisher, 1st overall, 2013. Some didn't even like that pick. Said he was not worth his 1st overall status. He had a slow start. But that's the last time the Chiefs took a round 1 tackle, 2013. Crazy. Flip with the 31 months. Thank you, man. 31 months, man. You guys, that's crazy. Chris Wright with the 28. We had another 31 earlier. Justin at the 19. Super Orion with the 12. Justin Ziegler with the 22. Kyle with the 21. Flip said, plot twist. Could you imagine if the Houston Texans trade with us their 5th rounder? Originally the Bills' 5th round pick. Imagine if the Texans trade with us. In what round and how? Because the Texans pick at like 25. So what exactly do you mean, Flip? What round? Yeah, Mark, we've talked about Tesla a little bit on this channel. On my interview with Kent Swanson from KCSN, he talked about Isaac Tesla. Man, what a crazy time it is to have that last name. Not the same spelling, obviously, but crazy. Chris Wright with the 5 gifted, living up to the middle name. Let's freaking go, man. Never want to go through another year to get the first pick. Yeah, I'm okay with not having the first overall pick, Witchy, because 2012 was an insane year. Paul, first round, I'm taking a guy who is going to play and help this year. Yeah. And that is something to be considered. If it's a left tackle, though, I'm taking it. I'm sorry. He won't play much this year, but you can never have too much tackle depth. And if you have good offensive line for Patrick Mahomes, you win Super Bowls. I do get that argument. Some people are saying, why would you take a first-round talent that's going to have to redshirt this year? Well, you do that if you have a potential placeholder at left tackle and your right tackle with Jawan Taylor's on his last year. That's what you do. If you believe in that person, that he could be your franchise left tackle for years to come. He might not be the best left tackle in the NFL, but you got him at the end of round 1. So I understand the argument. You're like, hey, we want to get a person to play this year. I think I just would only make an exception at the left tackle spot. If it's a guy that you take that's like, well, we think he could play tackle, but he might be able to play guard. I'm not saying take him round 1. I'm even fine with that, maybe, considering you have Kingsley Suamataia and Mike Caliendo right now duking it out for the left guard spot. If Moore hits Simmons has played right tackle. Yes, he has played a little right tackle. And then Jawan Taylor, if you're saying like, hey, if Jalen Moore looks solid at left tackle, Josh Simmons could be right tackle next year, you move on from Jawan Taylor with that contract. Yeah, for sure. That is a definite thing to look at there. For sure. Draft week, let's freaking go, said Troy with the 28 months. Still happy I was able to make the draft in KC and got to go to Cole's pre-draft party. It was a great weekend. Heck yeah, Troy. We were just talking about that recently. I went to Boulevard Brewery over the weekend. Tried some beers, some new beers, a couple more beers. And it was a great time. But I do, when I go there, I think about the draft party. It was a lot of fun. Chiefs fan 15, need to be a beast at that spot. I don't know if you're talking left tackle, right tackle, assuming you're probably talking left tackle, left guard. Yes, you need to protect the blind side of Patrick Mahomes. All the beers. It wasn't all the beers, but I had a few. I was getting a lot of like the 5 ounces just because I like to try all kinds of different ones while I'm there. Yeah, need to get 3 more O-line, said Robert. I think O-line is a priority for sure. If you're not going to get a potential starting guy early, I don't know when they actually take another tackle. I think that's the thing. If you see another position go round 1, a tackle could still be a possibility round 2, round 3. He could provide competition maybe at the left guard spot this year, but then you could move on from Jawan Taylor and it could be either Wanye Morris or that draft pick competing for the right tackle spot next year. And then it's just depth, guys. Like, if Jalen Moore goes down, I already said it earlier, you want somebody there. Please. You want somebody there. There's a lot of like, oh, well, if Jalen Moore pans out, it's fine. That's great. Better left tackle than they had all last year. I agree. What if he gets hurt? I hope he doesn't. That's the case for any position, right? But that's why you want as much talented depth as humanly possible. Janae said, I've never tasted beer. What? I'll never tell somebody that's never drank that they have to drink, because I don't think that's true. I don't think you need to drink. I don't think you have to drink. But I do personally like the taste of beer quite a bit. Joshua with the 6 months. Appreciate you, man. He said, do you think we'll ever have a chance to win 3 in a row during the Mahomes era again? The loss stings, but I'm stoked for the new season. Great question. It has never been done before for a reason. No team has ever even made it to a 3rd Super Bowl in a row after winning the 2 prior. Ever. Because it's insanely hard. If I had to put money on it right now, I'm going to say no. The Chiefs don't have a shot at another three-peat in the Mahomes era. It's basically impossible. Do I think they could win a couple more? Yes. I don't know if it's in a row, but I would not be surprised at all if Mahomes retires, he's got 5 rings. Would that really surprise any of you in here? Even if you're not a Chiefs fan. Take your Chiefs, most people in here are Chiefs fans, but just if you hate the Chiefs or you're sick of the Chiefs winning, just sit back and ask yourself that question honestly. Could you see Patrick Mahomes in the next 10 years winning 2 more? He's 29. I could. I think that's a pretty real possibility. 7 and 10 years if we four-peat? Oh my gosh. Not a big beer person. Prefer mead? Is that Elise? Wait, what's the difference? Maybe I should know. I thought mead was like what the Vikings drank, like my ancestors. What's the difference? Cole, why don't you play left tackle? Said Matthew Schwartz. That's probably because I'm 6'2", 200 pounds. I'll lose my life out there. You don't want that. Lamont said the year of the D-line double up on position, more rotation. Hey, would not complain if they double dip D-line. Defensive tackle, defensive end. Like with the defensive end room, FAU's kind of a question mark. I hope he steps up this year, but you just don't really know. Minihew's on a 1-year deal. George Karlaftis is on the last year of his deal unless they pick up his 5th-year option. And Mike Dana, you can get out of his contract next year for like $2 million dead cap. That's it. Defensive end is absolutely on the table. Defensive tackle, Tillery's on a 1-year. Chris Jones isn't getting any younger. You need to get him help. And they got Janarius Robinson, I think. I can't remember. He might be a defensive end. Yeah, both of those positions are 100% possibilities. Even a nose tackle. You have Mike Pennell, but he's 33. If you could get somebody like, people were talking about him. Is it Alfred Collins? I'm sorry if I didn't say his name completely right, but that's the nose tackle a lot of people have been mocking. The nose tackle a lot of people have been mocking to the Chiefs' 3rd round. Yeah, Alfred Collins out of Texas. 6'5", 330 pounds. Cola's going to be cooked if you play left tackle. I'm just going to be honest. You don't want me on the field. Keep me in the basement. We can talk news. We can talk updates. Put me on the sideline. I'll give y'all some water. I'll give you some motivational words. Doing a great job. But that's all I got. I don't got nothing else. Meat is nothing like beer. It's basically wine made with honey instead of grapes. I've never had that before. I need to expand my horizons. Get this man some Boulevard and get him on the field. Give me a couple Tank 7s, and I bet you I could, in my mind, think I could go out there. But I would not do well. Not a popular take, but I'd draft a guard that can play tackle. Joe T is hard to replace. Yeah, that is a definite concern, Max. You are 100% right. I think some people will be disappointed if the Chiefs got a guard round 1. That's a lot of capital to give up. Like, I looked it up, and Joe Tooney was like a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. There's a lot of guards that have been really good guards in the NFL have gone 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Like, it doesn't have to be a 1st round guy. The only way I would be like, okay, I understand the thought process behind a 1st round tackle that maybe ends up playing guard is because his tackle class is a bit smaller, shorter arms, bunch of T-Rexes running around. Just kidding. But if you took a guy that's like, hey, we think he could be tackle, left or right, I don't know. But if that doesn't work, we know he can be guard. We know he can play guard. And the argument is, well, so can Kingsley. Yeah, that's what they're saying. He hasn't played guard before. So it really just depends. But I do fully agree that Joe Tooney was an elite left guard. You are not replacing that quality of talent next year. There's just no way. No, you're going to step back at the left guard spot. But can you take a decent step up at the left tackle spot? Because that might actually just be more important. Elite left guard play or below average left tackle play. I would rather go down in left guard quality and up in left tackle play. Easier said than done, but that is so important, man. Everybody understands this. But the blind side for any quarterback, if you're a left-handed quarterback, you stand this way, your blind side, the right tackle is more important. Lefties basically don't play. There's only a few. Steve Young, shout out to the legend. Tua, lefty. Mike Vick, dog. Okay, bad joke. But then here, right-handed. You need to protect your blind side. Patrick Mahomes has almost like a spider sense in the pocket, but he can't see in the back of his freaking head. You just can't. And if the left tackle whiffs and just gets smoked, it just destroys the play. Mahomes, he can't even get to his first read, and he's down on the ground. It's just that important. No, Walter Nolan at 31, then trade up in the second for Ursery. I wouldn't mind that at all. Fix it quick. I saw one mock, I think the Chiefs traded up for Ursery in the first round. That's where I'm like, okay, let's not do that. But I do like Ursery. He's going to take some time to develop too, but you have the luxury of time. You do. Blessed B said we are stupid not to sign Allegretti back. Yeah, Allegretti was great, man. He was an awesome Swiss Army knife for the O-line. Playing right tackle right now, I believe, for the Commanders still, but yeah, he was awesome. Where are y'all drinking mead? Wait, do you work at Medieval Times? That's exactly what I'm saying, Falcon. I thought it was like an old beer. They said, no, you can get it today. It's fermented honey. I need to try this. I'm going to try it this weekend. If that's possible in Lee Summit, I'm not sure. Let's see. Dez with the 30 months. What part of the draft are you streaming? For sure, night 1 and night 2. Day 3 to be determined. I normally get on day 3 anyway, but for sure, night 1 and night 2. 1,000%. Thursday night, Friday night, we'll be live. You should try it, Cole. Pirtle Meadery is just north of KC and makes a decent mead. All right, I will. I will definitely do that. I'm kind of excited. Fermented honey? Sounds kind of fire. Sounds kind of fire. Marcus with the 5 bomb. Get tank 7, tank 7s, and you'll be real limber. Tank 7s, which translates to being good. I'm sure you'll be fine. I don't know about that, Marcus. They call it liquid courage, but I still know when I drink that I'm very susceptible to getting smoked out there on the football field. So I don't think that's going to work out. Jay Rivas again with the 8 months. What's up, man? Yo, HBTC, if VIDS shocks everyone with a wild trade up in the first round, who do you hope it's for? And who do you think it could actually be for? A wild trade up in the first round. If VIDS shocks everybody, that means... Here's a question. Does that mean it's not for an offensive tackle? Like it would be just like a shocking move, kind of like for McDuffie in 2022. You're like, whoa, they traded up for a corner? Let's see. What if somebody like Colston Loveland fell to 24, tight end, arguably tight end 2 to some tight end 1 as a receiving tight end in this draft class? For some reason, I don't think he does, but for some reason he falls to 24, past the Chargers at 22, where a lot of people think he could go. That would be a pretty shocking trade up to get the potential hopeful Travis Kelce replacement this year. That's just one. There's some other positions I could see. I mean, they might be. I saw a Nate Taylor mock draft, and they traded up for Tyleik Williams to 24. He's defensive end, or was it Tyleik? Who was it? Let me make sure I got the right guy. I thought it was Tyleik. No, it's Michael. Wrong guy. My bad. Same last name. Michael Williams out of Georgia. Tyleik is a defensive tackle. I mean, they could trade up for a bunch of different positions. Defensive end out of Georgia. That's it. Michael Williams. Yep. And I could see that. Like when I've seen Dane, I don't know that I saw Dane Brugler do it. I've seen a couple people mock Michael to the Chiefs. Wouldn't mind it. I've already kind of been over why I think defensive end is a need for the Chiefs. Wouldn't be surprised at all if they took a defensive end round 1. Do we have Zoom and member stream time? Not yet. Not yet, Marcus. At this point, because the draft is Thursday, it might very well be next week. But we've got time because the end of April isn't until next Wednesday. So if we got to do it April 30th, we're doing it April 30th. It was a weird month. My birthday was one weekend and my wife was recovering from a medical procedure that she had. She's fine, by the way. But then the next week, I think was Easter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the next week was Easter. So I felt really bad doing anything members related on Easter. And then the draft is this weekend. So it's just a little bit of an odd month here. Brian with the 2 months, unpopular, but the Chiefs should trade out to somebody who wants a 5th-year option on a QB. Start hoarding picks to restock the trenches. Hope you're doing well. Brian, let's go, man. It's a definite possibility. It's a weird quarterback class where Cam Ward is for sure most likely 99.99999% going to the Titans first overall. But then it's kind of like, I don't really know. You got Shedeur Sanders, you got Jalen Milroe, Jackson Dart, is it Will Howard? There's another guy I'm forgetting that could potentially be a first, second round guy. It's just, we don't really know. But I'll say this, a lot of these teams at the beginning of round 1, they don't want those quarterbacks. It's just their talent level to that kind of a draft pick is not worth it in theory. So the argument is, well, those same teams most likely have a second round pick. Let's trade back with one of them early into the second. If we're not loving how the board fell, you recoup a pick or two in the mid round, especially because you don't have a 5th, you don't have a 6th. A lot of the value in this year's draft is going to be 2nd, 3rd, and beginning of 4th round. So they say, hey, trade back. Trade up with a team who needs a quarterback but wants to get one at the end of the first round and pick up a 5th-year option, or to have the flexibility to pick up a 5th-year option. It's possible. Cole is 9 real fast. 9. No, in German. No. Chris Wright, what's up, man, with the 5? Chris Wright's back again. Any truth or deeper rumors on Furious George pre-draft trade? I mean, I haven't heard or seen anything solid there. I guess you can't rule anything like that out, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me if you're looking at the defensive end room. Unless you're like trading him and getting another defensive end, you kind of need him. I guess I wouldn't rule anything completely off the table. And here's the reality. If they did something like that, why? Are you getting an offensive tackle, the left tackle of the future? Okay, I could see the argument, but it would have to be well worth it. I don't know that there's any real, I haven't heard, I have a couple guys who are local and get some heads up from inside the building. I haven't heard anything like that. Now, that is just because I don't hear it doesn't mean it's not possible. Can't rule it out completely, I guess, but I haven't seen anything like that. Where did you see that? Let's see. Keegan said the Chiefs are his prediction. Chiefs take Simmons at 31. Higgins. Jaden Higgins at 63. If he's still there, dream. Deion Walker at 66. I like that a lot. And then Scattaboo at 95. That's a win. That is a big win for me, the top 4 picks. Ira said I would not trade George Karlaftis. I wouldn't either. Just depends. Chiefs send Karlaftis in the latter of their 2 2025 third-round picks in exchange for the Browns' second-rounder, both in 2025 and 2026? I don't know. That would be a hard one for me. If you're not getting your left, if you're not trading up into like round 1 to get your left tackle of the future or something crazy, I would have a real hard time justifying a Furious George trade. In fact, I hope he's a Chief for years to come. Internet in the house said, I seen the George Karlaftis trade possibility on a website. Couldn't find it when I went back to look. And most likely it's hey, here's potential trade candidates based on them being the last year of their rookie deal kind of a thing. Don't think there's any real merit to it. But again, if you can flow it out a realistic trade scenario, it's because it's within the realm of possibilities. Is that realm of possibility 2%? I mean, maybe. So very, 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 very unlikely. I would have put the Tyreek Hill trade at not happening, not likely to happen, and it happened. So anything could happen. Lamont said, Josh Simmons is a liability. Lucas Niang was never healthy, y'all forget. And that's kind of where I'm saying, hey, if the Chiefs took him, I think they are feeling pretty good about that. But yeah, it is a risk. It still is a risk to take a tackle with that injury. Lucas Niang, and there's like a couple other offensive tackles who had that same injury, and they never really looked quite right. Now, are there probably some offensive tackles that have had that injury and came back and played pretty decent? Maybe. I don't know the entire history of that. I'm just saying I like the idea of Josh Simmons if the Chiefs are okay with the medicals. If they're not, if they don't go up and get him and he's available, it tells you all you need to know. They are not super confident about the knee. Simple as that. Can't trade rookies as they're on a 4-year deal. Yeah, you can. Right? You can trade a rookie. Kadarius Toney was on his rookie contract. They traded him. You can trade a rookie. Absolutely. Most people don't want to trade rookies because you're on a rookie deal. Cheap 4-year contract. You don't want to do that. But you can trade a rookie. Just a lot of times don't like to do that. Kadarius Toney is just one example of someone traded on their rookie deal. But it's pretty common for rookies to get traded near the end of that contract if the team that has that player doesn't want to reach a long-term extension with them, but this team not only is willing to trade for them, but wants to give them that extension. Nah, we want that guy. We want that guy. Good said, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Oh, it's okay. No worries. You got me for a second, though, because I was like, wait. Hey, focus up, camera. Hey. There we go. I swear, I know I'm white and pasty, but my camera thinks sometimes the helmet is a person. Dude, I am not that white. That's crazy. That is all the way white. Terry with the membership upgrade to the Let's Freaking Go tier. Terry, let's go. We could see you in the Zoom call next week. If you're around, Chiefs fan 15 with a $10 bomb. I trust in Veach. Let's freaking go. Heck yeah, man. I mean, Veach has gotten better. 2022 was probably his best draft class. 2023 was okay. 2024 to be determined. You have some hits in those, though. Like Rushy Rice, definite hit. I feel like Wanye is okay for a third round, end of third round guy. Swing tackle. Worthy was a definite hit last year. To be determined on some of the others. But heck yeah, man. It's a very important draft for the Kansas City Chiefs. Very important. But I have faith that Brett Veach and company are going to get some winners, man. They got to. It's too important. Chris Wright said trade rumors. Some analysts have proposed trades with one suggestion involving a trade to the Browns for a 2025 second-round pick and a 2025 second. And Chris Wright said, hey, I love George Karlaftis. I'm just passing it along. Oh, with Karlaftis being seen as a perfect complement to Myles Garrett. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. The Chiefs would then have to like double dip on the D-line. I just feel like George Karlaftis is such a valuable part of your defense right now. That would be a tough one for me, personally. Fix It Quick said, I will say, Casey's draft history on tackles isn't great. Yes, interior is really good, but not tackle. Of course, we pick late in the round, so shrug. Yeah, and then you gave up so much to go and get Orlando Brown Jr., right? And that didn't work out long-term either. This is unfortunate. Yeah, they had the best interior trio in the NFL for quite a while. But the tackle spot has been the shakiest, for sure. You think that Sky Moore is going to be with us this year? Asked Dakota. I mean, if I had to put money down on it right now, I'm going to say no. He doesn't make the 53-man roster. He's kind of like Kadarius Toney last year. They give him a chance to fight and compete through training camp with no guarantee of making the roster. And the Chiefs waived Kadarius Toney. He didn't make it. Now, there were other concerns with Kadarius Toney that Sky Moore doesn't have, but I don't care. Like, if you're not going to be the best 5 or 6 guys out there, I don't care if he's on the last year of his rookie deal and he's super cheap. He was a second-round pick. You believe in him. You got to cut ties at some point. He had 0 catches for 0 yards last year. I understand he was injured the second half of the season, but that's taking up a roster spot, man. You're 0 catches for 0 yards is insane to me. What about Pacheco? I think Pacheco makes the roster, yeah. I think Pacheco makes a roster and is one of your main running backs. He should look better this year than last because he broke his ankle and came back quickly. You just need more time. We should all go to training camp one day as an HBTC group. That would be fun. Oh, that'd be dope indeed. Yes, sir. When is FAU no longer a chief? He's got 2 years left plus his 5th-year option if they want it. But Fix It Quick did say, I thought FAU showed a few glimmers this last season. He was a project from the beginning. It's crazy. If you go and look up FAU's age, Felix Anudike, let me see if I can do it. Felix Anudike Uzama just turned 23. He's younger than some draft prospects this year on the D-line. You got to give him this year, I think. It's year 3. You really got to give him this year, but outside of that, we'll see. Heard that we weren't re-signing. I don't know. Here's probably what the report was with Isaiah Pacheco. I think I kind of remember that. But you could negotiate with the guys on the last year of their rookie deal starting in January. So I bet you the report surfaced of some sort, hey, the Chiefs aren't going to extend Isaiah Pacheco right now because they want to see how he looks with his ankle. I get it. I understand that for sure. You're not going to try to re-sign him right now. I think Pop is going to be a lot better because we saw him those 2 games before he got hurt and he was fired. Yeah, he was looking good at the beginning of the year. Chris Wright said if Sky Moore's on the roster, we have all failed. Blessings. False 9 said, take best available at 31. Any position is good. I agree. Yeah, don't reach unnecessarily for anybody. If a guy you have a true round 1 grade on, and Brett Veach said, hey, we only have 12 round 1 grades this year. If one of those guys falls to 22, 23, 24, go get him. He's not going to be there at 31. Go get him. Don't mind it. But it didn't have to be an offensive lineman by any means. No. Let's see. What I feel like there was does scheme fit outweigh raw talent and early round defensive selections? Scheme fit outweigh raw talent. Early round defensive selections. I don't know, because we've seen him take a couple raw guys early. FAU, raw prospect. He had some decorations in college, like some decorative awards. But I would still say he needed development. We kind of knew that when he was drafted. Scheme fit does play an importance for sure, but the Chiefs kind of go into the draft ready and willing to just take the best player available because they don't have any major holes at any position group. Obviously, in a perfect world, you're getting a guy you believe fits the scheme and has a lot of talent. But when you draft at the end of these rounds, you do have to sacrifice sometimes. Like, hey, it's either like this guy is probably a decent scheme fit, but we see the talent there and the traits, we think we can develop him. Yeah, or you're just betting on some upside on a young guy that's athletic. It's just the struggle with drafting at the end of these rounds. You think a big name gets traded for a first-round pick this year like A.J. Brown a few years ago? Ooh, a big name for a first-round pick? It would have to be something insane going on there, like a Brock Purdy, which isn't going to happen because the QB class isn't worth it. Just think of like somebody on their rookie deal that needs an extension who could get traded. I mean, I saw like George Pickens floated. I don't know if he could get a first. I think trades go down, maybe a few, but I don't know if anybody gets a first. It's hard. Very hard. If Walter Nolan or Connolly Jr. fall to 31, who would you take? I mean, I have to preface this with I have some bias with Walter Nolan. I would take him. I like Josh Connolly Jr. He would go into a good situation where he doesn't have to immediately be the starter. He could develop for a year, which is what some people are saying. Hey, he needs some time. He's going to be a developmental guy. But the ability to put Walter Nolan next to Chris Jones, I don't know, man. I just salivate a little bit at that one. I just do. I would go Walter Nolan. I think some people say there's like a little bit of character concerns with Walter Nolan, maybe. I mean, maybe there is, but I really like the guy. I don't mind FAU because he's cheap. He won't be elite, but serviceable if possible. Yeah, I think the knock there is just he was a first-round pick, and some people really feel like he wasn't worth the first-round pick, but he kind of got selected because the draft was in KC kind of a thing. Yeah, Ronson said, Walter Nolan with Jones is ridiculous. If he falls, that's a hell of a tandem. Yeah, I saw Walter Nolan go to like the 49ers at pick 11 in a recent mock today. But if he's available, go for it. Walter Nolan has no connection to Texas, does he? That's where football players go to get in trouble. That's what it seems like. Isaiah Bond even had some issues going on. He said he's innocent. We're letting the situation play out. But then Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy had a little bit of stuff going on earlier. He got, I mean, it's really a nothing burger now. But Walter Nolan's out of Ole Miss, so we're good. We're good. Irish said, how about trading 31 for a higher pick next year? I think just the position that the Chiefs are in, man, you got to utilize picks for this year. And that if the argument is, well, if you're saying, hey, take a potential redshirt tackle this year, he's not really going to play this year anyway. I understand, but it's still a year in the system and learning and growing. So, I don't know. Snead, too, got in trouble in Texas. Yeah. He's in some alleged trouble, too. That's crazy. Devin Neal from Kansas to fill the running back room. Definite option, Matthew. I mean, Neal, you've got Giddens, Damian Martinez, Scadaboo. I mean, there's some definite options. Oh, was Kyron Lacey Texas, too? I mean, I just talked about that last week. I mean, rest in peace. Such an awful situation. He was, his college was LSU. But that was a super sad situation. Oh, but it happened in Texas. Yes, you're right. I kind of forgot about that. But it happened. The situation went down in Texas. It was in Houston. Rest in peace, man. What a awful situation. I mean, he had alleged traffic incident earlier that he was in trouble for. Was going to go to court for it. And that's kind of started the spiral of everything with him. He's only 24 years old. I mean, here's the reality is, guys, any of these players doing the high-speed driving down the highway thing, that could be any of them. That could be Henry Ruggs. That was Henry Ruggs. That's why, like, the Rashee Rice situation, like, man, walked away. There was a couple people injured, but no serious injuries because it could have been bad. Could have been bad. I'm glad that it wasn't. Not just because he plays for the Chiefs, like all those situations, I would prefer no loss of life. If absolutely possible, please. Does anyone know the defensive tackle that we signed during free agency? They signed Jerry Tillery. He was formerly of the Vikings. They also signed Janarius Robinson, Kansas City defensive end, but yeah, he's a defensive end. The defensive tackle I think you're talking about is Tillery. Cole, do you know that Patrick's got them all down in Texas right now? Yeah, he's running his little Camp Mahomes right now during phase 1 of OTAs, throwing passes to a lot of the tight ends, running backs, and wide receivers. Yeah, he's there. Devin Neal has the most rushing yards in KU history, above guys like Gale freaking Sayers. Yeah, I mean, if the Chiefs were to get Devin Neal in like the 3rd or the 4th, I wouldn't complain. I think the knock on him that I just see, yeah, he doesn't have a blazing 40 time. Is it like a 4.5? He ran a 4.58 40. So some people are saying, hey, we would really like a faster running back, but he does have really good vision. Like, there's some pros to his game as well. So if they took a swing on somebody like Neal in the 4th round, like I wouldn't complain at all. He runs downfield pretty hard, makes good cuts. Yeah. Be the next Kareem-ish Hunt for the future. Wouldn't mind it. He doesn't have elite speed either. You think Tillery will be good for KC? I do, Peter. I think he's kind of like a Turk Wharton type guy, and he'll make the most of his opportunities as long as he stays disciplined, with Chris Jones getting a lot of the attention. Fix It Quick said he's still pounding the table for Brashard Smith. How long are you going to pound the table for him? All draft? When is he projected to go? Could he be a late round guy? Is he a UDFA? Yo, Brand with a 5 gifted in the house. Brashard Smith has a 4th, 5th round grade on him out of SMU. Dane Brugler's draft guide. Brand, thanks so much for the 5 gifted, man. Trade up with the Bills again. If the Chiefs trade with the Bills again, that's insane. Someone said Loveland at 31. Yes or no? Yes, for sure. I don't think he's going to be there. That would be ridiculous. But yeah, don't even think about it. Yeah, please. I'm down. Count me in. Sign me up. How else can I say it? Would you be cool with the corner first or second round? For sure. True champ. I mean, corner is low-key a need. You've got McDuffie, yes. You have Christian Fulton, yes. But then a lot of your other corners are gone next year. It would be awesome to have a guy in the system this year that could also be quality depth and push for a rotational spot. Josh Williams. I don't know why I almost said Josh Allen. Not Josh Allen. Josh Williams, Najee Johnson, Jalen Watson, all last year of their deals. Kind of a thing. Brett Veach said there's good value at the cornerback position rounds 2 through the beginning of 4. Absolutely, if you can get a difference maker there. Take it. Both tight ends will be gone by then. Oh yeah, for sure, Paul. Like I don't think that I don't think it's likely, but yeah, if Loveland's there, take him. It's not going to happen though. Terry with the 5 gifted to follow Brand. Let's go. We got the 5, the 5, the 5. You think Travis Hunter draft capital went down after he said he wants to play both sides? Nah. I think he goes 2nd or 3rd overall, regardless. And I think whatever team drafts him is okay to have him play both sides, but not like a starter. It's either he primarily plays offense, comes out in certain packages on defense, or vice versa. The last defensive back KC signed after rookie contract was Eric Berry. Yeah, I talked about that. I've talked about that a few times in my videos just because they don't pay a lot of defensive backs to a second contract. But I think McDuffie could be the exception there. Like, what corner has the Chiefs drafted that you're like, that guy must be a Kansas City Chief for years to come, outside of Eric Berry? Some people wanted Snead to stay. I get that. He got better every year, but the knee was a legit concern. And I think that played a role in his injury-riddled season last year. I mean, McDuffie is the best cornerback the Chiefs have had in a long time. From day one. From day one. They got 5 on it. Exactly. What are the odds Genty going to the Raiders? Yeah, I talked about that in a video today on my second channel, Cole Breaks the Huddle, because apparently the Jags could be interested in taking him at 5. So the Raiders could potentially trade up. There are some inquiries to the Browns and the Giants. They have the 2nd and 3rd pick. Could that be the Raiders wanting to leapfrog over the Jags? Maybe. But Genty, if he makes it past the Jags, I think is a Raider. New Heights are having Hall of Fame Browns O-lineman Joe Thomas on tomorrow. Oh, that's freaking awesome, dude. Heck yeah. Nolan is Travis's replacement? Let me look this up. Nolan? Who's that? Are you sure you said the right name? Did you mean Warren? He's not going to be available. Unless you meant Wiley. I don't know. I don't know who you're referring to. Hunter should start as cornerback and play certain offensive snaps, but not full-time. He is a unicorn, but I doubt he can hack it in the big league. So much information to process, not to mention the wear. Yeah, you got to be really careful with him. Oh, you meant Gray. Oh, no. Oh, Noah. You probably meant Noah. Yeah, but even Noah, like you just need, here's a reality is in the tight end room. I'm not even saying tight end's a big need this year because you have Wiley, who's coming back off the ACL tear. You still have Noah Gray, and you have Kelsey this year. I think you're fine. I'm just saying if Loveland fell for whatever reason, he'd be a guy that's like, oh yeah, if the Chiefs want to trade up to go get him, I get that. I don't think he'll be there though. Sanders' drama. Remember a quarterback named Jamarcus Russell? Okay, you're talking about Shedeur Sanders being drama? I mean, maybe a little bit to that. I don't think that's affecting his draft stock, really. I don't think he has like major character concerns or anything like that. Not that I've seen. I just think his level of play isn't necessarily worth justifying like the second or third overall pick. Fix has said it's more his dad being the drama than the player. I mean, maybe that's the case. Chris Rice said Loveland ain't getting at 31. No, someone said it, hey, if you wanted to see Brett Veach trade up for like a surprise, shocking player that fell, who would you like to see? And he was just one that came to mind. He's not going to be there at 31. No. Yo, Britt Lyons. In the house. What's up, Britt? How the heck are you? How the heck are you? Appreciate the support as always. Britt, you excited for the draft? Loveland should be gone inside the top 10. Yeah, Ron, I mean, depending on who you ask, it's either Warren or Loveland. Yeah, and you could probably make the argument that Loveland is the number one receiving tight end. He's probably... I haven't really seen him make it past the Chargers at 22. Like, that's kind of where I've seen him fall the farthest. What's up, Dirk? Just throw the draft sink at the New York Giants and get Travis Hunter and go the UDFA route. No, dude, don't give them all up for Travis Hunter. I do like him a lot, though. HBTC, what's up, Johnny? Going back to the bowl, please. Come on now. Top 5 draft picks, your idea, Cole? Are you just talking about like for the Chiefs? Or just who are the your top 5 favorite players in the draft? Yeah, I mean, a 5-round mock for the Chiefs is super difficult. It could just play out so many different ways, but we'll just run one. Let's go Walter Nolan at 31. We'll go, again, this is not what I think could happen per se. Jaden Higgins at 63. 3rd round, let's go Alfred Collins. 4th, let's go. Oh man, I want a running back here. I think you don't really have O-line because I didn't address it. I went Walter Nolan. Is there a quality O-lineman at round 4? I don't know. I'm probably going running back. I'm gonna go. It just depends. I don't know who's gonna be available. Like Damian Martinez will be fine. DJ Giddens, Scattaboo. Like, give me somebody. I would take those. Somebody said dream on. Yeah. Jaden Higgins isn't going to be there. He's not going to be there. Yeah, Caleb Johnson. I don't think he's going to be there in the 4th, but I do like Caleb Johnson a lot. Still pounding the table. Exactly. Yeah, he's probably gone in the 2nd. I agree, Ron. Like if you look at the running back room, Genty's going to be gone pretty quickly, top 5-ish. Hampton will be gone in the 1st. I mean, I don't know when Judkins or Henderson goes. I don't have the running backs pulled up right here. I don't know when Caleb Johnson goes either. He's probably gone in the 2nd. I like Dylan Sampson as well. The fumble issues give me some pause, but he's gone in the 2nd or the 3rd maybe. Somebody asked, what do you think of Mason Taylor? It's not a name that I've seen mocked to the Chiefs a ton, especially at 31. But I will say this, football analysis, Garrett, he knows his stuff. He studies way more than I do. I haven't really, he's tight end 3 or 4 of this draft class. Like I could see why people would say, hey, if he's there, you could take him, but I don't know. I don't know that the need for tight end, unless you're just like, you believe in this guy so much because, yeah, he's young. He's almost 21 years old, but still, it's really young. I mean, I don't know. I could see it to an extent, but I don't think that's the direction that the Chiefs go. Anthony Belton should be available around pick 100. He was in for a top 30 visit. Ooh. I haven't looked at all the top 30 visits, but Anthony Belton. So an offensive tackle that could go where? Could he go in the 4th? He's a 6-year senior, almost 25 years old. Good God. Any summer plans with the fam? Asked Kathy with the 2. Thank you, Kathy. No like big vacation plans or anything like that. But during the downtime, we'll definitely be spending time with them, take them to the pool, all that good stuff. Belton at 95. All right. Fair enough. I just have a feeling from Brett Veach. Let's go, Britt. What kind of feeling? Your draft crushes. Chris Wright said Omarion Hampton, Jaden Higgins, love it. Judkins, Bashan Tutul. That's a name I'm not super familiar with. Who is that? Bashan? Am I spelling that right? I can't even find that person, dude. Who's that? Maybe you meant Bashad? I don't know. Tutton. Thank you. I was like, I know that name does not sound familiar. There we go. Oh, running back. Where, that's just not a name I'm super familiar with. He's like a later round guy, maybe? You're good, Chris. No worries. It was probably just a typo. We're thankfully on the backside of the COVID 5-year senior era. Yeah, and then it's going to be the NIL stuff. Players are going to stay longer because they can get paid, make money in college. He had a solid combine. Nice. Belton, the left tackle, 6'6", 355. Sub 34-inch arms. It's still right in the range. 4.32 40. Nice. What's your 40 time? Not 4.32. I never ran one. I never did. I felt like I was pretty fast, but look at my pastiness. Okay, I'm not gonna be the fastest guy in the group. It's just not gonna happen. I'll be shifty, elusive, lunch pail guy, hard worker, puts his head down, studies. That's me. Okay, that's me. Would you rather have Quinshot Judkins or Travion Henderson? Ah, man. I mean, I like both of them. If I had to pick, maybe I would go Travion. But I do like both of them. Chris Wright said Judkins. I don't know. I'm really high on Trey Harris being able to be a strong receiver for the Chiefs. He's been mocked to the Chiefs quite a bit. Yeah, in the second round. Outside guy, slightly bigger bodied frame. Judkins better all around, but Henderson is a home run hitter guy. Yeah, I think that's where when I looked at Henderson, I look at the just the burst and he's got a little bit more burst. It's not like it's not extremely different by any means. You get my text, check it out after stream, bet. Who makes more sense? I don't know. I think it just depends on slightly the direction that the Chiefs would want to go long term with these guys. Yeah. I mean, Judkins last year, he had 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 194 carries. Now, Travion Henderson, they were just like a 1A, 1B. Like, they're going to look somewhat similar. 144 carries for 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's more of an all-around guy, though. Like, at least when you look at his receiving stats as well, he just kind of had a bit more production in general there. Both good, though. This draft should be fun. When I was drafted, they tried to send me to Nam. Whoa! Yeah, that's not as fun. That's not as fun. How do you feel about Ollie Gordon out of OSU? That's got to be like a that's a later round running back, RB14 on Brugler's draft guide. He's not a guy that I've looked up too much. He's out of the top 100. Where would he be? Like a later round guy? Yeah, I mean if he's like a potential like 7th round UDFA guy, I mean I haven't looked too much into him, to be honest with you. I've probably been in like the first 4 rounds. He's a 4th round guy. Potential 4th round guy, right up there with Devin Neal. He's just a guy I haven't looked into that much. But he could be right in there. 888 yards or 880 yards. Dude, look at 2023. Look at this. 1,700 yards. 1,700 yards in 2023? Good God. Led team in rushing in 2024. He was so good. Yeah, that was a crazy 2023. He's around 3-4. Do you know why he went from 700 down to 880? I do not. What's the context? He still started 12 games compared to 14. What are we missing here? They get a nice dual threat with him or something? Peter with the 5. There are 2 players in the draft with the best first names, Thor and Ollie. Which one do you want? Give me Thor all day. O-line was bad? Okay, well that would explain it. He was a big player, but he came back and declined badly. Just O-line or what? How long do you think Mahomes will play? Hopefully another 10 years, probably. That's the hope. Wouldn't surprise me a bit for Pat to get 5 rings. Yeah, heck yeah. I think so. I'm probably biased, but Cole, you want our first round to be an offense or defense guy? I think it just depends on who, Deximus, and how the board falls. Love the idea of Walter Nolan. Don't think he's there. Some like Derek Harmon. There's a couple edge rushers that could be available around there. I don't mind O-line if it's the right guy. I think it's a deeper defensive tackle. There's 2 ways you could go about it. The defensive tackle class is so deep, you could argue, well, don't take the first round guy because you're going to get another quality defensive tackle round 2, round 3 still because of how deep it is. O-line, if there's a true first round graded guy there, you got to get him. Yeah, Kenneth Grant's another one too. Chris, yep. I mean, dude, there's a few that I've seen. I've seen a bunch of different guys mock to the Chiefs. I mean, I've seen Walter Nolan. I've seen Tyleek Williams, Shamar Turner. Sometimes in the second round with Shamar. Mason Graham. Just kidding. Do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I mean, I hope so. Hard to get there. Holland Pierce from Rutgers is a big tackle. You think he's a later round pick? Holland Pierce. Let's see. How far down are we talking here? Could he be, he's a tackle for sure? Oh, Holland, there he is. He's like a guy on Dane Brugler's draft board, 5th round grade. Out of Rutgers. Pacheco's teammate. Former teammate, maybe. 5-year senior, so yeah, maybe. Yeah, when you're getting into those rounds, though, for tackle stuff, it's like, he could maybe be something, but it might not be. Oh, no wonder why it looks so weird on this. It's the wrong camera. Boom, that's better. Yeah, those are tough. When you're getting into the later rounds like that, I just don't know. They could pan out, they could not. I mean, Trey Smith panned out, but Trey Smith fell because of health concerns, right? Peter with the 5. I already read that. Thank you so much. And then Buck and Bob in the house with the 5 bomb. What's up, dudes? Dudes with an S. I'm so excited for the draft. Also excited for Chiefs content creators to talk about something else besides the draft. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah. Dude. Yeah. I mean, this week is the last real draft talk we talk. The mocks are done. It's over. Remember when we lost Hardman and Watson? Should draft a wide receiver for sure. Yeah, I think we do, Shantae. I think the Chiefs get a receiver. I would be pretty confident that they do. True Champ said do a quick mock live for us. How'd you feel about RJ Harvey? Yeah. Yeah, I've talked about, I feel like I've talked about him in at least one video. Talked about RJ Harvey. The running back out of UCF. I don't know where the Chiefs would, if you think you could get him at like 60, like the end of round 2, beginning of round 3. Do you think he could fall farther into round 3? I've definitely looked into him a little bit. There's so many running backs in this class, guys. So many. Somebody said mock. I think the problem with mocks, unless you just, I mean, honestly, like, unless you do it yourself, even if you try to set it realistically, there's always picks there that I'm like, they would just never be available. Like, I've ran some, like, 2-round mocks on here the past couple of weeks, and we could pull up PFF and run something, but it's just like, I don't like how some of these pan out. Like, even if you crank up draft for needs, turn down the randomness. Draft for needs. Oh, did I only do 1 round? Let's just start it. See, look. Walter Nolan's available. Josh Connerly Jr. is available. I like Omar Norman Lott. Not at 31, but I do like him. I mean, if this is how the board fell, give me this. That's what I would do. I would do Walter Nolan. I mean, okay, you could maybe argue Connerly, but I would probably go Walter Nolan. Boom, done. What I need to do is do this and go, let's go 4. Let's see what we got. See, Walter Nolan's available again. Matthew Golden's available? Where did Josh Simmons go in this one? 20th to the Broncos? What? That's what I don't understand about these mock drafts. 20th overall to the Broncos? Okay, fair enough. Well, okay. Give me Walter Nolan. Round 2 at 63. I mean, I wouldn't mind an X receiver here. Ellick. Let's see. It looks like Ursari's gone. Like, a lot of your tackles are gone. Who would you guys go here in the second? Caleb Johnson's available. Jalen Royals. Who do we like in? Check the corners. Ooh, yeah, true. You got Darian Porter. Dorian Strong. Jacob Parrish. You got Kobe Bryant, but... Somebody said take Darian. I mean, I'm just going to... If I'm running this, I'm just going to be selfish. We went what? Nolan. I don't know. Caleb Johnson might be a reach, man. Got to go Porter. You could. If you wanted to take like a quality corner there. I like both of those. Okay, round 3. They're still here. Oh, it's because it's 3 picks later. Do you like Caleb Johnson there or no? Does that feel too early? Like, I don't think he's going to be there. What about Stanford wideout? What about him? Would you go with that? Or would you go Norman Lott? That might... Might be a good one. Gotta go Porter. Okay, I went Porter. Okay, let's look at edge. Let's look. Jared Ivey. I mean, Norman Lott is there. Where are we at, though? We're around 3. Alfred Collins is there. Stanford is a dog. Don't think Caleb Johnson fits the Chiefs' scheme. Thanks for listening to my idea. What's up, cool guy? Yeah, man, no worries. Super strong on Porter. He seemed to miss a lot of tackles. Edge, Arroyo. He's there. I just don't know if I love tight end right now. You could do it. Let's go. I'm gonna go interior here. Man, it's either you go wide receiver. You could do it. This would be a weird one because you get Walter Nolan. I'm not double dipping on the interior. We got Walter Nolan. So we got Walter Nolan. We got a corner. Let's go. Ooh. Let's go here. All right, 4th round pick. So we got a receiver. We got a corner. Defensive tackle. Where are we going in the 4th? Collins and Nolan would be insane. Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. Let's see. We got Walter Nolan in the 1st, Darian Porter in the 2nd, Ellick. I'm butchering his name, but we talked about him with Kent. Man. How do you say his name? He's an ex-receiver, though. Outside guy. I like that. Okay, anyway. What about a running back in the 4th? Like, this is our last pick. Could we go running back? Giddens, Neal, Rashard Smith, ETN. You like any of those guys? Yeah, running back here would be nice. That's what I'm saying. Ooh. Oh, I'm in the 3rd? Oh, 2nd, 3rd round pick. That's where we are. Yeah, sorry. 4th pick, 2nd, 3rd, though. Yeah, you're right. This is the 4th top 100 pick. You think Neal? Oh, man, Giddens. We got everybody arguing. I'm gonna go Giddens. Neal could go there too, though. Okay, here's your 4th round pick. Here's what you got. You got Walter Nolan, Darian Porter. You got the wide receiver out of Stanford, and then DJ Giddens. Defense, offense. You didn't get a tackle. Another DT, you could do it. Ooh, linebacker. Do you like, that is a sneaky need. But do you like any of these guys here? You're at pick 133. Is there any value there for you? Will Howard? What the heck? No. Take a quarterback there. Quandarius Robinson. You can get another Arias. Ooh, Isaiah Bond. Yeah, what about edge? We're just playing around with the PFF mock, guys. You need an edge? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do you like any? I'm out of my depth here. Round 4 with edges. You like any of these guys? Yeah, there is an edge. You missed out on Genty. He was like, he went 6th overall. Ingram Dawkins. Spags guy. Done. Let's see how we did. A+ with Walter. C. I mean, I don't really care about the grades. There you go. The only mock that we did past 2 rounds. We did it right before the draft. Let's go. Thanks for helping Walk me through it. Peter, look at Thor Griffin, defensive line, Louisville Cardinals. Ooh, I do like the first name a lot. I think that's some fantastic stuff right there. Like, imagine being Thor. Like, that's just your name. He might be like a late round guy, maybe. Or is he a UDFA? He could go undrafted. Thor Griffin out of Louisville could go undrafted. If we get Walter Nolan, I'll be so happy. Me too. How was that a C? That was a great draft. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't worry about the PFF grades too much. A+. I mean, I would be pretty happy with it. Look at this. I would be pretty happy with this. Maybe. Like, if the Chiefs walked out of here with their first 4-round picks, with the defensive tackle quality, one of the best cornerbacks you could get, a nice outside wide receiver, DJ Giddens, and an edge. That's a Spagsy. I mean, that's a win. Again, mock drafts could go 50 different ways. Walter Nolan's or Josh Simmons first round, who do we take? That's the question. If the Chiefs aren't concerned about it, Josh Simmons medicals and they take him, tells you all you need to know. I don't think Walter Nolan is available at 31, though. Third down coverage linebacker, I like Leo, but third down Leo and Bolton. What about Drew? Drew Tranquil, no? Are you saying he gets pulled on third or what? If we go, yeah, Walter Nolan would be fire. Walter easy. I mean, that's what I would pick, personally. Pull Leo. You would keep Bolton and Drew Tranquil out there, right? That's what I thought. Yeah, heck yeah. Good takes, fix it. I'm down. What did fix it say? Ian Dawkins, he's a Minihue type. Okay, we got him. Gray Zabel will be available round 2. Maybe. He would pretty much be a guard, right? Gray Zabel. I think he might be listed as a tackle, but a lot of people think he's going to be a guard at the NFL level. So, right? Where's he at? Where's Zabel at? I'm just looking at Brugler's draft guide. Zabel. Yeah, I don't know. He could maybe be available, but I've seen him go round 1, early round 2. Just depends. Wide receiver could happen. Nice shooting, Cole. Let's go, Irish. Now, you guys help me. He's listed as a tackle. I think he might have shorter arms, potentially. Bro, I just don't see him. I'm just going to search him. There he is. My eyes. Oh, he's listed as a center on Brugler's draft guide. Why? 3-year starter. He was an All-American left tackle. Why does he list it on here as a center? What? That's wild. He played right guard in 2020, right tackle in 2022, right tackle and left guard in 2023, and then left tackle in 2024. So yeah, so if you look at his starts, he's kind of been all over the place here. 17 games at right tackle, 16 at left tackle, and then 7 at guard. No wonder I couldn't find him. Listed as a center? What? What are we talking about? He's kind of played all over. OG looks like looks like and played D2. Oh my gosh. Take Cam Ward at pick 31. He's gone at 1, but I saw NFL's IQ, the draft IQ thing. The Chiefs had a 0% chance of taking a quarterback. I just laughed at that. I was like, 0. They know. What would you think of the Chiefs taking Kobe Bryant? Yeah, I mean, first off, the name is legendary. But I've heard a lot of people talk about talk about Kobe. He is a KU guy, so that's probably why I've heard. I don't know. Is he a Spagsy guy? Do you think he would fit well in the Chiefs system? I'm just genuinely asking because he's a little bit out of my knowledge. Like, he could be a late round guy, 5th, 6th round pick, maybe later. Yeah, why is he rated so low? Great question. It's just I'm out of my depth there. Yeah, I know you're kidding, McCabe. All good, man. We need a home run running back, make defenses stack the box on us like we had Johnson. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go like as early as you can and just try to get a difference maker at running back, I mean, this is round 1. I don't know if any of these... I mean, I guess you could take one of these guys. I think where you could really find it would be like... I just keep hitting the wrong button, like way off. Maybe like round 2. Let's go Chiefs. Run it. Just look at the running backs available. Nobody worth taking here. I mean, Hampton went at 27. If you could trade up to get Hampton, that would be nice. I just don't understand why Walter Nolan is here in every draft. Let's say he's not there. Ooh, Trey? Ooh, that might be a good one. Let's go James Pierce Jr. Let's just look at running backs, though, round 2. This is just a 2-rounder, just to look at running backs. I do like Dylan Sampson, but I still don't know if it's worth it at pick 2. Or round 2, rather. That's tough. Yeah, I agree about Trey. Yeah, Trayvon's gone now. That's if you went round 1, but you're in round 2. When did he go? When did some of these guys go? Quinshot Judkins went at 62. Of course. Trey Harris went at 49. I mean, I don't know. At this rate, I might be looking at receiver. Would you go here again? DT. Oh, yeah, good call. See, I'm just not loving anything. Do you like Norman Lott there? This is 63. Would you hate Omar Norman Lott at round 2? If Judkins is there into the 50s, I need to get him. Go get him. Yeah, Meg, or we're going to call it a day here soon. Yep. Good to see ya. I'm biased because I went to ASU, but Scattaboo is unstoppable. Tough, can catch, would be a steal early 3rd. You like Restrepo? Xavier in the 2nd? Who better, Walter Nolan or Shamar Stewart for KCD line? That's a good question. Because off the top of my head, I couldn't give you like specific differences for both of them. We're going... I just can't wait to see what the Chiefs do. We're just having fun now. We're in overtime. Let's just say we went defense. Again, doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Captain Redbeard with the 28 months. I think we should trade back into the back of the 2nd to take Judkins. You could do it. Are you going live for the draft? Yes. Definitely going live. Going live. Only issue with Scattaboo is he has no long speed. He does not have long speed. Yeah, he does not. Shamar Stewart's better. I went with Alfred on that one, but he's more of a nose. What do you think personally the Chiefs are going to do for the first couple rounds? I mean, we talked about it for quite a bit of this live stream. Just depends on how the board falls. You could go OT, so O-line, offensive tackle, or maybe edge or defensive tackle. If the right guy falls, you could trade up and go get him on the first round. For second round, I mean, it just depends. Let's say you got Josh Simmons round 1. Well, then it's like, okay, You're probably going defensive tackle, corner, wide receiver, running back round 2, but who falls? Who's there? It's a great question. Catherine Redbeard, thanks so much for the 28 months. Josh Simmons ain't falling out of top 15. He might not. He might not at all. You saw a mock where the Chiefs ended up with Genty? Not happening. Not happening. That would be fire, though. That would be fire. Well, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We're going to be live Thursday night, Friday night, probably Saturday. We will be reacting to the draft in real time, but I appreciate y'all. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. You all know that the draft isn't my strong suit, but I did try to study as much as I could, and we made it through. We made it through the drought of the pre-draft process, and now the draft is here in 2 days. Thanks, everybody, for hanging. All the memberships, all the gifteds. Marcus, thanks for the gifted right there. All the mods holding it down. Appreciate y'all more than you know. See ya. I don't know if we'll drop a video tomorrow or not. Maybe I have both editors off tomorrow because we're getting ready for the draft. If there's anything worth doing a quick hitter video on, I definitely will. If not, we'll be back for the draft. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go.
How about those Chiefs?